Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are coming live from the Pompeii battlefield, as I did not remember it was Pompeii this morning when I was promising everyone a video for the update. Slight side tangent from the actual video. We have dominated the map in the first very quickly. We were versing New World Order. And we kind of quickly put them into the helipad. So, without further ado, let's get into why we are all here. So the latest update has finally been released, and as we all were looking at it, it was looking pretty grim for some of the patches in terms of what was actually happening. So as we've got the King Kong and Godzilla event coming in. Now I do go over all of this in my previous video, so I'm not going to rehash on everything in this window. However, I will need to touch on it so I can show you where things are. So we have new elite supplies coming into the thing, which is pretty nice. I'm going to have to leave to show you everything. Yeah, it's fine. I hate myself. We're going to have a slight delay on this. I did not think about my troops being in buildings there. So we'll quickly touch on this while we're waiting for my squads to come back. So we get some free supplies for every 7 days logging in, provided we do some basic challenges, pretty much just getting daily rewards. We have our two new heroes, and both of them do look kind of cool. Cedric looks very cool. Style Maven, the Spectra, feels to me like it's another Lin. We'll touch on them in a second. The new name cards, as I said, they're kind of like the name cards in your Call of Duty games. We do have the gifting center now in the mall, which is you pay for a $5 pack and you can give it to someone else. Nice way to help those people that are in countries that cannot actually buy packs. You can use the gold, the Alliance gold, and buy them. You could even just buy the packs themselves, which is very nice. The garrison specific troops is amazing. The Alliance board, I'll have a look at that I'll show you that in a second. I like the mail still. I'm not a big fan of the feature. I cannot show you the District Alley squad skins though, sadly. I will show you that when it comes back around. And then we have the healing dilemma. Yeah, it's looking pretty grim, guys. It's looking pretty grim. The off-limits war, I will show you those features in that next video. Can't show you that one today. And the optimize collect all feature is very nice. Okay, everyone's back, finally. Let's get on out of here. Okay, so first thing. So in the mall, you have your privilege subscription. Now this is the one that gives you your auto assist help in your alliance, which requires you to buy a pack, a subscription, as it says. Duh. It's about $5 a month. If you buy the year pass, which I've recently done because mine recently ran out, it is cheaper, but they lock you in for longer. So, gives you the collect all in a shopping reward, which is good if you're in a spender clan. It saves a lot of time. The auto assist and the automatic translate, it's still kind of buggy. things translate from English into Chinese, even though you're English. It's kind of weird. You get some nice little boosts. Nothing drastic, but something. The aid station privileges is why I get it. You get 10% back per day. You get an extra 20% inside your aid station. And you get an extra 5% taken into it. Rather than it being a 80% death rate, it's only an 85, which is pretty nice. And then a few little bits and bobs per day. So that's where you get him. He's the Helpo feature. I will show you that in a second. This is your gifting center. So as you can see, you can gift certain things. So you've got a common pass, which is your $5 customization pass. You have your vehicle redesign, which is the $5 pass as well. $5 equipment and $5 parts. 500 gold, depending on how you want to call it, which is the same amount of gold per pass. $10 one is the second level of the customization. The 2000 gold one is the bigger parts, redesign, and equipment. Then you have your super monthly pass, and then some of those little daily 7-day login things as well. So there's a little bit of variety. It's kind of nice. It's just another way for people to spend and help other people. You can request packs. So if I really wanted this pass, I could request it to someone, and it will look like nope. This. So I got Maverick to send me this. Looks like this. If I wanted to do that, I could click on that. I would then have to buy some coins. Pack is not available yet. I saw them here last night. Okay, they've already removed it. Okay, in the time since I've gone to sleep, they've removed it. There was a similar to the gem mall and the gold mall. It was there. Hang on, I'll check my phone. I'll see if it's a PC thing. Yep, it's a PC thing. It's on my phone. So on my phone, down here, I have the gem mall. In between the gem mall, I have gold, and then below it, I have gift center, and above gift center, I have gift coin mall. As I said, you're buying the same amount of coins for the same amount of gold. So you're spending 499 gold for the same amount of coins. It is there. Not sure why it's not on PC yet. Hopefully they fix that, because that's kind of dumb. Oh well. That's him. So we have the elite supplies, which was on the top of the list. You grab him. Now it likes to say this is how much it would be worth, but you unlock it in this many days. You just have to earn daily tasks. So on. It's nothing special. This one, honestly, the 7-day login is amazing. It's a purple dust and 3 purple tapes, piece there. It's pretty nice. The rest is all pretty average. Some research speed ups for the newbies. That's good. Some visor searches, but it's free stuff. You can't expect it to be amazing. Checking in on some things. Alright, let's look at our heroes. And I'll touch on the healing next, okay? I will get there, I promise. So, we have our new heroes unlocked, but also with the new hero unlock, we also have our chronicles. Now, this is the extra rewards for leveling up your legendary heroes. It's pretty much a way for you to earn stuff for actually doing work. So each hero, you have a little mission. Ethan level 40, Ethan's rank star 4, skills 4 times, skills 8 times, and awaken him. And then for your S-class heroes, you then have a level 4 weapon and transcend. Now the normal ones don't have that. So Jacob I haven't fully done, but I've got him to here. For me to do them, I will get a few more stars. For each hero, so you go in, you click the first one, you have to select the that hero's rewards. Then you click on your next hero, and then it auto collects everything. Nice and quick, and all your stuff is down here. So for every star you get, 5 stars you unlock this reward, and so on, all the way down to a max of 600 stars, which I'm assuming is going to be every hero, if not pretty much every single hero. For me, I have 332, and this unlocked me squad counter damage, which it shows here for the core rewards, or you can see all the rewards. Now, upon collecting all of them, I got a lot of hero fragments. Welcome to the chat, Naldo. I hope you're making yourself at home inside Toa, man. I actually got a lot of hero fragments. I think I got 40 something from the two collections, which is pretty nice because I was really chasing some legendary hero fragments. And I now have these basic bonuses. Basic attack damage, squad counter damage, basic attack damage taken, and counter damage taken. Not bad for nothing and just slowly working through heroes. I like it. Nice little feature. It's good to hear that you're enjoying it, man. So, we'll start with Spectra, Style Maven. So, as usual, we will click the max level. We can see she's running Skills, Ranger, and a General. So as her first skill, you deal damage to the target for 14k. If the target is flanked, the damage factor is increased to 15,500. When not garrisoned, reduces enemy attack by an additional 30% for 3 seconds. Now that's pretty crazy. Being the fact that you're flanking the target and you're reducing enemy attack, so she's definitely going to be a field player, someone that you're kind of going to want to be ambushing or running as your 5th squad to hit last. Increased range squad HP by 25. When taking skill damage, reduces damage taken by 20% for 3 seconds. This effect can only be triggered once every 10. Hey, Dark Forktex. Welcome to the chat, man, and you are very welcome for the help, man. I'm happy to help anyone that reaches out, as I created this channel to help and grow people. So, you're very welcome, man. We then have skill 3, increases range defense by 25%. When performing basic attacks, there is a 20% chance to steal rage from the enemy. This can be triggered once every 4 seconds. After successfully stealing rage, you also steal 8% of their skill damage for 3 seconds, which is pretty gnarly. Stealing the rage as well as some of the skill damage is very, very, very good. Yeah, that's wild. We then have skill 4. Increases ranged attack by 20% and travel speed by 20%. If the target is flanked, increases damage received by 15 for 3 seconds after using a rage. So she's definitely a flanking hero. I really feel she is going to work really, really well with the likes of Lynn. She also kind of feels like a bit of a Lynn copycat. Let me know your thoughts either in chat or in the comments. Because Lynn has, if flanked, deals additional damage to the current target, slightly less damage, and reduces skill damage taken. Okay. She's got defense, she's got the attack, she's got a bit more counter. Like she's a tankier version of Spectre, but definitely feels a little bit copy pasted in my mind. And then when you fully awaken her, it is when it then unlocks that stealing the skill damage. So this skill itself, does not have tongue-tied there. This skill at level 5 does not steal the skill damage. It is once you fully awaken it, is when it unlocks that rage and skill stealing effect. Wow, that was a tongue tire. So she's going to be our roulette hero, being released next TC. I believe we're going to have 2 rounds of the new Ranger heroes. So we have 2 weeks to grab them and level them up for ourselves. So that will be pretty cool. So now we have our Phantom of the Capital, Cedric. And thanks, Nalgo. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos, man. Thank you for tuning in. So we will start without the max level fully transcendent. We'll look at that in a second. So his weapon recovers rage when performing basic attacks. When remaining squad size is 30% or less, increases skill damage by 6% and restores an additional 3 rage with basic attack. Up to 15 rage for every basic attack, 20 skill damage increase, and an extra 10 rage. So when his squad size falls below 30%, he is gaining 25 rage every basic attack, and his skill damage is increased by 20%. Now, for 30% squad size, this, obviously he's going to be a bit of a rally hero. In theory, if your squad size is 30% or less, so if you start your squad size at, I don't know, let's say 10 troops, and your squad drops down to 3 troops, you are gaining that buff. That's your hero squad. Does that count if you're the leader or the garrison leader? Interesting. I really wanted to test that theory for heroes and stuff like that when you drop down into the lower percentages. Does your squad size count, or is it the entire garrison and full rally? If someone has tested that, let me know. Oh, he's even got some daggers on his cloak. That looks cool. Sorry, just admiring the hero work there. Skill 1. We deal direct damage to the target up to 14k. When not garrisoned, we deal an additional damage to the target and 2 other targets around it for up to 2,500. So a little bit of AoE when not garrisoned. Increases, so numbers 2 is increases range squad defense up to 30%, and during rallies increases range squad damage up to 10%, which is going to be very nice. Number 3, increases ranged squad attack up to 30. And then we have during rallies, counterattacks have a 30% chance to deal damage to squads in the field. This effect can trigger up to 1 time every 3 seconds, and the damage goes up to 2,000. So he's got a nice... Now it just says deals damage to squads in the field. It doesn't say how many squads. Is it just a mass AoE that hits every single person that's nearby the tower? Or is it only one squad? It's very vague. To me, that sounds like it just goes kaboom. There's 2,000 damage to everyone nearby. That'd be pretty cool. It stops people swarming the ranger rallies and insta-killing them. Which is very annoying. Skill number 4. We have increases ranged squad HP by 9%. And then reduces skill damage taken from garrison squads. So that is 30% squad HP up to 12% skill damage reduction. So that is going to be a very nice counter for Ethan, as he is quite obviously skill damage based. Won't really do too much against a Casey, being that she's still basic attack damage. It might do alright against Boyd, but Boyd is still very shield based. I would have really liked to see some kind of shield penetration on one of these two heroes, because shields are starting to get a little bit overpowered in my mind. We then have our Awakening. Reduces current target's skill damage by 3% and squad HP by 4% when Cedric uses a rage skill. Woo! This effect stacks up to 3 times and lasts for 30 seconds. So every time you launch a rage skill, you reduce skill damage up to 9% and squad HP by 4% up to 12%. So that is very nice at crippling a garrison. Alright, max level. We can see all those rage recoveries. That is very nice. Oh, and now you awakened your Adduit. Good stuff. You've just unlocked a little bit of extra power. That's good stuff, man. I look forward to seeing him in action this week. Okay, skill 1. The changes is the damage is significantly increased up to 15k 300, and the damage to nearby is 3000. However, if it only hits one target, it increases to 5,000. So if you are only dealing damage in a rally, your damage is up to 20k. 20,000 damage. That is nuts. That is the biggest skill by far. By a lot, actually. Like, I know Rubina can ramp up her skill pretty damn high, but as a base value, that's tasty. Transcended Shadow Fog, it increases defense by 35 and range squad damage by 12. Little buff, 5% and 2%. That's not too bad. Little buff there. Number 3's is range squad is up to 35% attack, and during rallies, counterattacks have a 30% chance to deal damage to squads in the field up to 25. Now that's increased by 500 damage and 5% for the attack. A nice little buff there. Number 4 is ranged squad HP is 35%, and when not in garrison reduces squad's skill damage taken by 15. Ooh. So that's up by 3% and up by 5%. So the transcensions is a little buffs, but little bit mighty. After transcending, it is 4% and 6% for the HP. That is nice. Again, stacking 3 times for 30 seconds. So that is 12% skill damage reduction and 18% squad HP reduction. Oof. If the target reaches max stacks, we get to deal an extra little chunk of damage. So he's going to be dealing a lot of damage to a garrison. So he's going to be obviously heavy rally leader. I definitely see him being used in garrison. You know, that skill damage. We have defense. We have ranged squad damage. We have ranged squad attack. We have ranged squad HP. Yeah, right, we don't have that skill damage. And then we have reduction of that. He's 100% going to be used in tandem with Ethan. Like, 100%. Like, rage recovery, yeah. He's going to be Ethan's support, for sure. You'll probably be rallying him with Ethan. In the field, he still will be quite useful, as you don't really have many. You've got that counter-attack one for rally. You've only got one skill that requires you to be in a rally, and the rest is for field. So he's going to be quite useful in the field as well, not having to be a solely rally leader. So he's actually quite universal. He's a universal ranger hero, which is a nice change from Bard being rally and Ethan being garrison. So check him out. Watch me compete in TC to see if I can nab first place. I will be going hard because I will be wanting him. There we go. They are our heroes. Now, we need to be talking about the healing bots and the healing setup. So, I've got some healings here. You can request healings. Let's do some of them. You auto request for healing now. You don't get to choose when you click that healing. It automatically does it. Too bad, too sad if you didn't want to click for the help. We have some auto helps going on at the moment. From people that have the pass. Just doing some small batches here. And we haven't got a help. So the actual window is very... Yes, my wood account can still help. So the window isn't clear. It's not clear at all. It's actually really poorly done in my eyes. Oh yeah. Thank you for that chat, man. Comparing S hero ranking and comparing reports. I'm trying to get that data off my Ranger heroes itself. I'm doing a lot of testing and a lot of tweaking in terms of pairing who with who. I was hoping to get a bit of a test running Ethan Bard Garrison in this coming G War, and I will be able to give you a bit more information. But yeah, no, for sure. I do plan on doing some hero videos. It is in the pipeline. So back to the healing. So here it says, here's your little thing, your request, reduce it by 1%. For the first 100 requests each day, there is no cooldown. After that, there is a short help cooldown. However, it doesn't say how much is the short help cooldown. Here, it says I have my active assists. I've done 22 of them. However, you need to be logged in for the auto help to work. That is not great. That's not great. However, in doing so, if you did have a whole bunch of accounts with this auto assist setup and you just had them logged in, they would still do an auto help. So they will kind of act as help bots. However, it will get a cooldown. Now, you cannot see how many helps you've requested for. You cannot see it anywhere. So healing helps, what I want to see, and I damn well hope they put it in, is I want to see somewhere on this window, you know, let's just say here, instead of this window where help received is for this crisis aid, I want to see on this window, out of 100, how many healings I have used. You know, for this day, 10 out of 100. That needs to be seen. That needs to be seen. If you're going to implement this huge update in terms of we're going to restrict your healing, let us know how many we have. Let us know. So you can't tell. You cannot tell. I sat healing my farm account last night for the better part of 2 hours, just healing troops requesting for help, and I didn't really get too much of a cooldown. However, this morning I've then logged on, which is still the same day, and it's been over, what are we now? It's been almost over an hour, and I still can't request for help, for healing. I'm doing it right now. We'll go to the help window. I'll heal 200 troops on my farm. And I've requested for auto help on mine. And my farm is not there. So, over an hour of not being able to receive helps for healing. That kind of cooldown is just unacceptable. I was talking in English chat last night with one of the Noms players, Dumbledore, and he has said that they had found out that it was potentially 5 minutes cooldown between requesting a help. So you heal your 2,600 troops, or however many you can heal in that 30 help bots, helps. Then you have to wait 5 minutes for another help. After hearing that, I bombarded help desk with, I want an information, I want data, so I can let you all know. And they pretty much politely told me, we don't have that information, go away. So they don't even know how long the cooldown's going to be. However, I'm testing it with my farm, and as I've just said, I healed for ages last night, and I didn't receive any cooldowns. But then I've logged in this morning, and I now can't heal. So it's not looking good in terms of healing, guys. It's definitely bugged or flawed or who knows what. So it's scary days. Getting this S ranking. So I'm just reading chat, guys. I can't do two things at once. Yes, the game is definitely S-ranking heroes. It's getting to the point, if you don't have one, and you don't have one transcended, you can't hold towers or rallies versing another one. Like a simple combination of Thunder Riven anymore will not even withstand S-class heroes these days. It's getting a little bit out of hand. I was really hoping with that, the Hero Chronicles system, they were going to really buff some of those heroes to make it more viable without having to get the S-class heroes, but guess not. So, back into the healing situation, as I've just said, it's looking grim. I healed 10 minutes worth of troops on my farm, We're sitting at 6 minutes waiting, and I still haven't been able to request a help. And as I said, I'm going almost an hour waiting for that. So that's pretty yuck. We'll go into some pretty things though. I was talking to Charmander yesterday in his live podcast. If you have not seen that video, I will drop the link below. Go check him out. Have a look at what we discussed, and we discussed beasts and event beasts. So King Kong is becoming our event beast for the Godzilla and Kong Empire. He will become the event fire beast, which makes sense. We have the water Itachi from Pacific. We have the knife head from Pacific. So it makes sense that he was to become the fire. So you need to break your fire rhino, your gold rhino, and your gold cat to level him up once you unlock him. Now, unlocking him will cost upwards of $400 most likely, going off the previous ones. However, he is quite cool, and his just everything is kind of nice. He's got some pretty cool stats once you fully awaken him up. Some crazy damage, some crazy combo. For a fire where it was always crit, he is heavy combo. So if you have a fire combo set, you can use that here. Which is great. So check him out. He is really, really cool. I might do a video on him later on once the event actually lands. I'll really dig into that a bit more. We also have our what is that? My Creator Turf badge is about to run out. Lame. We have our new Kong shelter tag. We have our new Kong March, which is Godzilla. He looks pretty cool. And we also have the name card, which you can see from this window. It looks like that. Which is going to be pretty cool. Just makes your thing look a little bit fancier. And lastly, we have another vehicle coming into the game, which is the spaceship from Kong. Again, looks kind of cool. It's looking heavy rider with a bit of range, a little bit all round, but it's looking like a rider vehicle. All right, we won. Go us! Woohoo! I didn't do much. Good job, guys. Thanks for carrying me. So we won Pompeii. Wasn't too much of a hassle there. So that is the update notes touched on. We've seen our heroes. We're liking the look of them. We've looked at the Hellbots. It's not looking good. I still haven't got a help request for my farm, and we're going on 8 minutes now. So that is incredibly sad to see. Ooh, I didn't touch on the Alliance notice board. Ooh, sorry. Up here. This is now the Alliance post in place of mail. So you can do a general notice or a voting notice. I prefer the mail still as it was easier to see. So it goes down into a little chat box of Alliance notice. So I sent out two. So I sent out just a general notice. New feature, let me know what you think. It translates, or you can get rid of it. And then you can vote it. So you can go, yeah, I like it, or no, I don't. And then you can also pick up a voting one. You can add heaps of voting options. I'll show you in a second. So I asked who has the privileged subscription, and we need to know. So no, we don't have it. Might be willing to get it. I will never buy it. So you can then see how many people have voted, see who has done it. It's kind of cool. I like the fact that they've increased the voting options. You can select multiple. You can hide the results only visible to R4 and 5. So if you want to get information from your leadership, and you can add buttloads of options. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? 10 different options you can pick between to select multiple. I like it, but I don't like it. Kind of old school. The game is also very buggy after the update. Alright, and then garrison options, as I explained, it is pretty simple. We reinforce it. Yep, Ethan, you march your butt in there. And as you can pick what troop types go into it. Same as rallies. Very good feature. About damn time. About time. Now, I think that's everything touched. Lovely. So, I'll explain the off-war stuff when it comes into it, and I'll dive into this event a little bit more when it actually pops up. Please let me know what you think in below. We have a question in chat. Are beasts important or parts refinement? Which one? Ooh. Beasts. If I had to choose between beasts or parts, beasts. Definitely, man. They're becoming far more important. Their damage and overall usefulness is becoming increasingly felt. If you have bad beasts, you're just going to die a lot quicker. Yeah. Good question. Very good question. Awesome. Well, thank you for those that tuned in the chat. This is the in-depth guide to the latest update. Everything is explained. If you have enjoyed it, please drop a like. If you have not subbed yet, please give me some love. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Harley out.